So once you guys get to a certain level of strength in a movement like a dumbbell bench press, it becomes quite unsafe and difficult to get the dumbbells into the position safely to press them up without a spotter. So I want to show you guys a couple variations that you can use if you don't have a spotter and if you're up into the range where you're pressing maybe half of your body weight plus, and it's just not a safe position to get your shoulder in. You just do not feel comfortable doing it on your own. The first one is a single arm dumbbell bench press. Now, it's heaps easy because you can use both hands to get into the position. So if I just place one on my thigh, I'm using my offhand, my left hand, to help get it into the position. Everything else stays the same. Moreover, my core has to stabilize more, otherwise I tip. So one hand's on the hip or in my abdominals for proprioceptive feedback of my core, and all I'm doing, everything else stays the same. Keeping the elbow on the 45-degree angle, trying to stabilize and not let myself laterally tilt over. Now that wasn't a safe way to unrack it either, so I'm gonna call myself out. That was not, like, that's not a good position for the shoulder to be in. So what you're gonna do to safely rack it up is turn in, drop down, and use the offhand, or you can tilt forward as well and swing your whole body dumbbell into the knee. Second variation, especially for the people who have quite long levers and long arms and find that they get their elbow really far back past the bench, putting a lot of load and stress through the anterior side of that shoulder, is a floor press, but a single arm floor press. So feet on the ground for just basic stability, and then I use the offhand once again to get me in position. But right here, all I'm doing is pressing up and controlling down. I can't go past the floor. Like, my elbow has to stay at that neutral position. So my elbow is not falling past my shoulder. It can only go to the level of the floor, which keeps my shoulder and elbow in a relatively safe position. And then I can just easily drop it down. So all in all, you don't have to go as heavy in order to overload the movement. You can just keep it one arm, and then, especially if you're an older guy who has a lot of shoulder issues, or an older girl that gets a lot of strain, you have a lot of asymmetries through your body, and a history of shoulder injuries and elbow injuries, then this is a great variation that you can use to still get a stimulus for adaptation and build up a body strength while not going as heavy.